Her Ladyship Was Irish by Rosemary Laughlin, illustrated by Rachel Dougherty. I was a ninth grader in a school for girls. Sister Martha was the English teacher, young, full of enthusiasm. "The senior class puts on an annual play," she said to us one day. "Why not the freshmen too? I think you girls are the perfect class to start the tradition." I rolled my eyes. Perfect class? After 6 months, our class had the reputation of being troublesome. At the heart of the problem was a sassy clique of girls who had their own slang, played tricks on the rest of us, and did the minimum work to keep from failing. My friends and I were serious about schoolwork and followed school rules. Sister Martha chirped on. "For St. Patrick's Day, we'll perform Her Ladyship Was Irish. It's about a 19th century English lord who marries an Irish actress. He brings her to meet his family at their estate, Windermere. He thinks she'll win the family over with her beauty and charm. They are determined to scorn her since she is not of their class. Rebel Irish and an actress. High drama." She smiled brightly. "I'll hold auditions tomorrow. You don't have to try out for a part if you don't wish, but every girl will participate as actor or stage crew. We're going to show what class cooperation can do." I liked the idea. I had been Our Lady of Guadalupe in a grade school performance of the story of Juan Diego. It was about how the Virgin Mary miraculously appeared to a poor farmer in Mexico in the 16th century. I stood in a shimmering light above a cactus and called out the thrilling message revealing who I was. I would be perfect for the part of the Irish bride. I was amazed that Sister Martha did not think so. She chose Jeannie West to be the new Lady Stafford. My best friend Sharon got the role of Stores, the butler. The lead male role of Lord Stafford went to Sarah Wayne, the leader of the goof-off clique. Well, other girls got roles as servants of the mansion, cook, gardener, lady's maid, footman, or as Lord Stafford's dowager mother, sisters, brother, and in-laws. And I was named stage manager, responsible to see that props, backdrops, and actors were all where they were supposed to be as the play progressed. After getting over my initial shock, I could see how important my job was. I decided I had managerial talent and was up to the challenge of making the play run smoothly. The play was one act, about an hour long. We had 6 weeks to get it ready and rehearsed after school. In English class, Sister Martha had us discuss the characters' motivations. She said she wanted us to see the folly and cruelty of snobbish judgments. I had to admit, Sister Martha's casting was good. There was just one problem. Sarah Wayne did not memorize her lines. Sister Martha was patient, but long after everybody else had their part down pat, Sarah would mess up or go blank. She seemed embarrassed. I could not resist shrugging in disgust. I thought of all the times she and her clique had taunted us with their sassy put-down remarks. Finally, after one rehearsal, Sister Martha said memorizing lines was a tricky thing and not for everybody, even those with talent. Would Sarah like to reconsider her role? Maybe she could make one last effort to memorize her lines by Monday or give up the part. Sarah gave it up then and there. Sister Martha said she was brave, hugged her, and walked with her off stage. The rest of us stared. Mimi Lester became Lord Stafford. Sarah took Mimi's job at backdrop control. Mimi did a hero's job of memorizing her part quickly, and everybody relaxed. Tech week and dress rehearsal went beautifully. Performance was on a Saturday night. Peeking through the curtains, I could see Reverend Mother in the audience, along with all our parents and friends, as well as the senior class girls. The first scenes took place in the drawing room at Windermere. Servants scurried about preparing for the arrival of Lord Stafford and his bride, Lady Mora, and taking sides about his lordship marrying an Irish actress. The newlyweds made their appearance, and then came the scene in which the new bride was introduced to his lordship's mother, the Dowager Lady Stafford. Sharon, playing Stores, led Lady Mora into the drawing room, where her frozen-faced mother-in-law awaited. "M'Lady Stafford, M'Lady Mora," Sharon intoned in her deepest voice, and then walked off the stage with exaggerated formality. But as the two ladies conversed stiffly, Stores zoomed back into the room, skidding as if pushed. I saw Sarah across from me backstage choking with silent laughter. She was sabotaging the play. Quick-witted Sharon reacted with aplomb. As Stores, she fiddled with the drapes. "Miladies, closing off that draft from the moor. Wouldn't want you to catch deathly cold." She hustled off, ready to clobber Sarah, I was sure. Their ladyships continued with their strained dialogue, then separated. It was time for Lady Mora to complain to his lordship in the garden about his obnoxious, prejudiced mother. The drawing room scrim began to roll up to reveal Wildemir's elegant garden. I was just off stage, double-checking that the props for the new scene were set up right. But I was too close to the scrim and my sweater caught in it. I desperately signaled to Sarah to unwind it, but she pulled fast and without mercy. Up it went, me with it, yanking me to tiptoes. As I struggled to free myself, the newlyweds stepped on stage. Trapped! I frantically twisted as the pull tightened. Somehow, I peeled the sweater off. Dangling crazily, it ascended with the scrim. I sensed Sarah exultant in her mischief. Just the kind of trick she and her clique were expert at. Then, horror. From on high, the compact with white powder for Dowager Lady Stafford's hair fell out of my soft sweater pocket. Thwack! It clunked on the floor. The powder exploded upward and hung in the air. "I know you'll charm Mama yet," his lordship was saying. He hesitated. Achoo! Achoo, replied her ladyship. Achoo! The audience tittered. The Staffords continued their dialogue with sneezy interruptions. They batted at the cloudy air, motes spinning in the stage lights. I was mortified. Sarah's mean mischief again. She was probably chortling with glee. Mimi's lordship ad-libbed skillfully. "My family's snobbish squabbling is no more than these silly explosions of dust in the air. No doubt from some field being plowed. Please, darling, let us see the humor in this." Lady Mora emitted a final achoo as they moved off stage. "Gesundheit," said Lord Stafford with dignity. The audience was roaring with laughter. Somehow, the remainder of the play went smoothly. After curtain calls, the audience rushed to congratulate us. The sneeze business was praised as intended comedy, hilariously confirming just what Mimi had ad-libbed about laughing at foolish snobbery. Before we struck the set, Sister Martha assembled us. "I want to apologize for pushing stores on stage when their ladyships were meeting." What? I had assumed that Sarah had done the pushing. I've been so uptight about having a perfect performance that I got confused. Director's nerves, it's called. But what a brilliant ad-lib Sharon did. Amazing. Matched only by Mimi's when the sneezing began. Since apologies seemed in order, I glared at Sarah. She should take responsibility for pulling up the scrim when my sweater caught. Instead, she said, "If only I had realized that Mary's sweater snagged, I would have let the scrim back down. But it didn't even occur to me. Mary is always where she's supposed to be, making everything go right." She turned acrobat and slipped out of the sweater. Mimi and Jeannie stayed in character. We gave the audience great laughs. What? Sarah praising me? After I had caused that ridiculous chain reaction? The scene could have gone quite the other way. A total meltdown. A stupid flop. I was humbled. Really humbled. "Thank you, Sarah," I said softly. There were murmurs of agreement. Sister Martha didn't have to say anything more. She had proved her point that we were capable of cooperation as a class. She had showed us how to be generous and understanding. An actor could memorize. A director could panic. A stage manager could be in the wrong place. Sister Martha had stressed the play's theme about snobbish judgments often enough. What applied to the English and the Irish also applied to us. Cliques were defensive. The girls found identity in being different. My friends and I looked down on them for that. Stuck in a cycle, neither group could see the basic niceness of the others. Her ladyship was Irish. If an English lord could climb down from his social high horse, how could we do less? I grabbed Sarah's hand and held it up. "For she's a jolly good fellow," I blurted. Sister Martha started singing, "For we're all jolly good fellows." The class picked it up. Off-key, but rousing.